Hello everyone, and welcome to the Advanced Functions test. So for this test, the main requirement is that all the functions you should be able to write in line. So basically what this test is going to consist of are you filling in these problems with functions. But every single one of these functions can be done with just a single line using the built-in functions that we learned about, such as map, reduce, filter, etc. So let's just go ahead and go through the problems real quickly. First problem is use map to create a function which finds the length of each word in the phrase, broken by spaces, and returns the values in a list. So for instance, if you have a phrase here, how long are the words in this phrase? This function should be able to return a list that looks like this. So how has 3 letters in it, long has 4, etc. Now you should be able to do this all in one line here. So a return and then one line of code using the map function, and maybe some other stuff that you've learned about. Problem 2, I want you to use reduce to take in a list of digits and return the number they correspond to. So here I have a list of digits, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you reduce it to this 34,321. Now what I do not want you to do is to directly convert the integers to strings. Figure out a better way to do it than that. Okay, problem 3. Here I want you to use filter to return the words from a list of words which start with a target letter. So you'll have a list of a bunch of words, and here the function will take in that list and a target letter, and will return a list of all the words that start with that target letter. And again, this is all done in one line. Problem 4, I want you to use zip and list comprehension to return a list of the same length where each value is the 2 strings from L1 and L2 concatenated together with a connector in between them. So what I want you to do is, for example, you take in one list, you take in another, and then you take in some sort of connector, and what you return using zip and list comprehension, remember this is all in one line, is a list that looks like this. The item from list 1, the connector, the item from list 2 for that index 0. Then at index 1, item from list 1, the connector, item from list 2. Okay. Problem 5, I want you to use enumerate and some other skills to return a dictionary which has the values of the list as keys and index as the value. And you can assume that a value will only appear once in the given list. So, for example, you'll have a list that says A, B, C, and you return a dictionary A of 0, B 1, C 2. Okay. So the index of A was 0, that becomes its value. Index of B was 1, that becomes its value, as B is the key. Last problem, I want you to use enumerate and other skills from above to return the count of the number of items in the list whose value equals its index. So for example, here you're going to take in count match index. Again, this should all be able to be done on one line. You take in a list and you check each of these numbers. So 0, the first one, does that number match its index? Yes, 0 is at 0, that's a +1. This is at index 1, so 2 does not match. This one is, however, at index 2, so 2 equals 2, so that matches, etc., etc., all the way down. In this case, there's 4 matching here. Alright, so those are the 6 problems. Remember, they should all be done on one line using things such as list comprehension and lambda expressions and all the built-in functions that we learned about. Okay, best of luck, and I will see you at the next lecture.